did you have an idea this week that you might be able to get back out there tonight?
Yeah, I talked to the doc, and yeah, he told me just to play, just try to play through it. And I knew my team needed me, especially with Faye's going down. So I just wanted to get out there and contribute to the rebounding and the defensive end as much as possible.
Are you comfortable shooting everything? And do you feel it when you're out there? You feel the thumb?
I feel it a little bit, but I try not to let it affect me. I'm trying to get back to normal.
What's the feeling when you stepped out on the floor for the first time tonight, with the fans behind you and everything, getting back in the game?
It's pretty exciting. I feel like my freshman year at Fresno.
So, Mike, obviously got it wrapped up a little ice on there. Is that something that is just precautionary, or, does it throb a little bit, or?
It throbs, but like I said, I'm just trying to play through it, and I'll ice after practices or games, do treatment when I can.
Were you nervous, going in that it was going to get knocked around a little bit like that? There was one play late in the game where you went up and got fouled pretty hard, and you just stepped to the line and nailed a couple free throws. Were you feeling a little bit there, or you just don't feel it during the game?
I feel it all the time, especially when I get knocked down, I'm rebounding, but I just try to not worry so much about it and just play my game. Like Coach kept telling me, just go out there and work.
Do you expect to play 24 minutes?
Honestly, I didn't.
What have you been doing to stay in shape?
Sprints, cardio.
So you have been able to run a lot. Just a lot of times, have you been able to not shoot at all during practices? Or?
I just started shooting in practice because recently I've been wearing a brace, so that has nothing to do with my legs. So I cardio a lot and try to get a lot of sprinting in.
Is it a torn ligament in your thumb?
Yeah.
And Brock, another big output from you. You had 34, I think, against Arizona State, and then you go out and have 26 tonight. The offense obviously is revolving around you at this point. Do you feel any sort of burden to kind of keep the offense going with this team?
No, I just do whatever the team needs. If I get the ball, I try and put it in, but if they sink in, I kick it out to shooters, and our shooters were able to knock it down tonight. I think that's going to be key. When our shooters knock it down, they have to guard everyone. They can't sink in the paint, and then it opens up everyone else.
And probably one of the most exciting plays of the game was the one-handed jam. You made a little fake there, took a couple steps, and went up and had a little bit of a scream there at the end too, I think. What did that do for you guys? Because obviously you guys, built on that lead a little bit at that point.
Yeah, well, those dunks are few and far between for me. So when it happens, I get pretty excited, and I guess it gave the team a little bit of a lift. I'm not sure. We just kept saying we just needed to get stops on the defensive end. And once we got consecutive stops, our offense sort of flowed a little bit more, and it didn't matter if we converted or not. We just had to stop them from converting and building our lead.
Your job made it a little easier tonight. I mean, they had one guy who was 7'1", but otherwise no one taller than 6'7". It seemed like you're operating against guys who you had the height advantage over.
Yeah, well, once we get in the paint, for any team, once any team gets in the paint, it's hard to guard. So the guards did a good job finding me, getting the ball, and then once they got the ball, they moved. And once they move off the ball, it's easy to kick them for shots. So it all sort of works like as a string. Once it goes in, weak side movement, and then you just play from that. But yeah, as you said, the 1 7-footer probably helped a little bit, but UCLA got, I think, the whole team's over 7 foot, so we'll see how we go there.
I mean, is that something that, that keeps you up a little bit at night on Friday night, heading into Saturday?
UCLA?
Facing off a pretty big team in UCLA?
Well, they're bigger, and they'll probably have their advantages, but they'll also have a disadvantage with their speed and their quickness. So we just got to exploit mismatches, I think. We'll have a lot. And it's going to be a good game. I think they came up to a tough loss to UW tonight by 2, was it? Something like that. So they'll be hungry coming here, try and get a win, but we just got to keep building at home until we go.
Brock, your folks aren't in town yet, are they?
Nah, they get here, I think, a couple of days before the Arizona State game, and then they'll be here for a couple of weeks.
Brock, other than the win, of course, what was it that you really liked about tonight?
Just that we played well as a team, and we could get stops down the stretch. I don't think we've had we've been able to do that in some close games this season, but tonight we got some stops down the stretch, and that's what we really needed in defense.
And as a team, I mean, you guys, you know, they had one player who was 2 for 3 from the line. You know, how important is it for you guys to, you know, to play, being able to play defense aggressively enough, as well as not allowing them to shoot a ton of free throws?
Yeah, well, if we do a good job on the ball, they can't penetrate into the paint. So with our man-to-man defense, we did a great job on the ball, and then we kept it out of the paint, and there was a couple of fouls I think they got to the line with, but other than that, I thought we did a pretty good job.
And Coach Bone sort of mentioned that he's challenged you guys a little bit as far as being able to queue up on the man-to-man defense. Do you guys know coming into this game that it was going to be pretty much full man-to-man, full 40 minutes?
Yeah, we did, but that's on us. Like we need to prove to him that we can guard man-to-man. We've played well in a zone, but we also need to be able to play well in a man-to-man. So then, either way we play, it's not gonna hurt us. So playing man-to-man, I thought we took some good strides tonight. We still got a lot to work on, as any team does, but I thought defensively we did pretty well tonight.
From your guys' perspective, what was kind of going on during that USC 14-4 win?
I feel like the guys on the court were a little fatigued, miscommunication on the defensive end, pretty much. That's it.
And then, I mean, and all of a sudden, it just kind of ended. I know it ended at the free throw line from our perspective, but all of a sudden, you guys regrouped. How did that happen? It looked like it was merited.
We just come together and tell each other we got to stick together. We got to get these stops. That's pretty much it.
Brock, how'd you think Mike did tonight?
Man, Mike's an unbelievable competitor. So I knew as soon as the doctor gave him an ounce of clearness to play, I knew he'd be back on the floor and 100%. And he did that tonight, as you could all see. Practice every day, it doesn't matter. Like he just gets after. I knew he'd be fine, no matter how many minutes he played tonight.